Hollywood, at least at this point, is going dark as actors join the writers on the picket line. It's the first industry-wide shutdown in 63 years, back when Ronald Reagan was the president of, I think, SAG. And will halt nearly all films and television production until a deal is reached. SAG-AFTRA president Fran Drescher, gotta love that, raising concerns about the role of AI in negotiations.
If we don't stand tall right now, we are all going to be in trouble. We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines and big business. Who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family?
But Disney CEO Bob Iger downplayed those concerns on Squawk Box yesterday.
The level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing that is, quite frankly, very disruptive.
So they're not being realistic?
No, they're not.
Joining us now to talk about the broader implications of a Hollywood shutdown is Ben Smith, Ben Semafor, really, co-founder and editor-in-chief. I mean, Smith is so Smith. Can you
Whatever you'd like to call me.
Ben Semafor is cool. But we might have a video, I asked for it, of there's a premiere in London of Oppenheimer, not Barbieheimer, but just Oppenheimer. And now I'm told it's Cillian Murphy. I thought it was silly, but Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, I think we can run it, both walked out in the middle of the, here it is. Oh, that must be, yeah, there's Matt. Maybe we may not see him actually walking out, but this was a big deal over there. And just to leave right in the middle of this, there's Cillian Murphy. Is that Branagh? Yeah, that's Kenneth Branagh right now. But they walked out because of the, and we were kind of joking a little bit that stars that make 10, 15, 20 million dollars, I guess they have to, they're in the union. So it's like solidarity with everybody else, but it's kind of funny that they're, we're with you guys at this point.
I mean, yeah, promotion, I think you're going to see a lot of empty red carpets over the summer.
They make a lot of money. You don't think of them as trying to,
They make a lot of money. They pay a lot of union dues. I mean, the big reason that union has real muscle is because, I don't know the numbers, but if you're making that kind of money, you're paying substantial dues into that strike.
Who are we really trying to help? It's more rank and file type people.
Yeah, it's a huge union, 120, more than members, some of whom I think the qualification for healthcare is to make like $25,000 a year, and there are always big fights about what's happening sort of at the low end of the union, people who don't work that much. But yeah, I think it's a moment of all this change in the industry around AI, but also stuff that happened during the pandemic. They're very exercised about these. There's sort of a auditions are often conducted remotely. People send in videos, and actors are feeling that they have to invest more and more and more in the lighting and in fixing up the videos they send in. So they're negotiating around that. They're negotiating around AI.
That's interesting. You know some of the real details here. So let's talk business-wise, though. Iger seemed to think this is not a great time for this. We've seen the layoffs almost across the board. It didn't necessarily start with Zaslav, but he's so smart. I've known him for a long time, but he's already been about 3 or 4 steps ahead in the chess match of what's going on. He kind of telegraphed what's going to happen. There are cost pressures that need to be dealt with. So, and then you throw AI in and streaming's not making any money. It's a really tough time. I said yesterday, this is not a great time to strike. It would have been good a year ago when it was like a fire hose being sprayed at content people. There's so much money around. It's not like that now, is it?
No, I think cost. Everybody's cutting. There's some. There are hints that particularly with the writers' strike, you saw the producers saying, well, maybe this is a way for us to save a little bit of money while the writers are out. But I think I think the actors, the writers feel like this is this huge moment, and the actors were on track to settle, and then basically heard from this militant faction led by Jennifer Lawrence and Meryl Streep that they better stiffen their spines, and that's what happened.
I didn't know that either. Did you know that?
I had no idea. Where could there be the compromises here? It really sounds like, from what Bob Iger said, that they don't want to negotiate, that these are issues that they just don't want to cave in on at this point in time when business is not good.
They never want to negotiate, but but the talent has an enormous amount of leverage. Mm-hmm. And I think they were headed for a settlement that, you know, that I think raised the dollar amounts a lot, that actually had details on AI that I think were pretty broadly acceptable around, preventing the studio from just taking your image and reusing it in some new movie. And a lot of the actors, I think, feel like it's just such a moment of intense change that they need to kind of really go to the mat and hold the industry hostage here, and that's what's happening.
Is it, can we throw it all into the same bucket, writers and actors? I mean, they're totally different.
Totally different. I think the writers are settling in for a strike that goes into the fall. The actors were very close.
Well, now they don't have to stay together. Now, aren't they, you know, can one settle without the other? No?
They have very different internal politics. The actors are, you know, they are really out there. They're more militant. They have, I think there are big gaps. The writers' union has a lot of, the actors' union has a lot of internal politics, a little unstable. Fran Drescher, and you mentioned Ronald Reagan, the former president. Maybe we will see Fran Drescher in the White House when this is resolved. But for now, she's managing she's like got a Joe Biden level.
If someone in the White House has young kids, Fran Drescher could end up there, not necessarily as the president.
So you really think that she's like the nanny, Joe?
I
think people didn't expect her to be quite that fiery a leader, but she's
awesome. I know, I saw that. I'm not sure what. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with actors because I love Hollywood and I do love movies. You know, but there's some speeches I don't really like a lot of times, and sometimes I think they're not necessarily grounded with how the whole country actually works when you're not just playing a role. There's actually things that go on in the economy that are important to give them the life that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complicated union because you have, you know, multi-millionaire celebrities and you have working people who are barely getting by.
Yeah.
And the union is always trying to manage that tension. And I think that's why it's actually hard for them to maintain a strike, because it's such a diverse internal union.